MMA fans. I'm here with Darian Weeks. Darian, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, my man.
Where are you right now? I mean, of course, you are in your car, but how come?
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to go to training. Just stopped to get my morning coffee and then going ahead and getting in there.
Oh, didn't you have your morning coffee yet?
No, I didn't. See, I get Mondays off and training starts late, so I like to get a little extra sleep. So
Man,
there ain't nothing better than sleep. Yeah.
imagine not having yet your morning coffee and recording this interview with me. I'm sorry about that. You're starting your week with me this time.
We're good. I got the coffee, so we're all good to go. Let's get it in.
I'm glad to hear that. Are you, of course, heading to the Hewlett House, sorry?
No, I'm doing some local training right now. Here in Sedalia. I got my run to do. I got some athletic conditioning with a set of weights to do. So just some strength and conditioning right now, and then we'll be headed to Hewlett House later on this evening.
But you're still preparing, right, at Hewlett House?
Yes, sir. I am. I'm still preparing at the Hewlett House.
And you're preparing right now since you're scheduled to face Yohan Lainesse on September the 20th, 10th, sorry. How is your preparation for this fight, considering that your opponent changed?
This it's going good. Preparation is going good. Understood that my opponent changed, but when you're in the UFC, I mean, that's what you kind of have to be prepared for. So you kind of have to be flexible in your training. Luckily, training for Yohan is not too far off from what we're already going to experience. He's a guy that likes to come forward. He's a guy that likes to stand up and strike. He has some wrestling in his arsenal as well. But we've been making sure we train all around, making sure we stay on our toes. For cases like this, your opponent can change at the drop of a dime in the UFC. So we made sure that we were prepared, we were on point, and we made the transition smoothly.
In fact, you were supposed to face Cedric Doumbe at UFC Paris. I was really looking forward to watching that fight, that clash. I believe many MMA fans and kickboxing fans were expecting that as well. What happened?
Um, from what I hear from that point of view, is I guess the French Commission didn't think he had enough fight bouts in MMA in order to perform in the UFC on that date. Um, and which is weird to me because he has over 80 some odd kickboxing matches. I mean, he's a professional in his sport. Um, but I mean, I guess they felt like he didn't have enough fights to fight someone with 7 fights, so they went ahead and threw it out. But it's a sad deal. I would, like you said, I would have loved to watch to see that fight too. I'd have loved to be in that fight. It would have been a good clash. He comes forward, he throws hard, and that's somebody I like to go against. Somebody who does that. So maybe down the road we could still meet up. After he gets a couple more fights under his belt, who knows? That clash could still happen.
I understand, and of course, for you, uh, a fight is a fight. You're still scheduled to compete in Las Vegas right now. But are you a little bit disappointed not to be able to travel to Paris? For in addition to that fight, but in general, for the occasion to compete on the first French UFC event.
Yeah, Paris would have been a new moment for me. I've never been over there to the European countries. So that would have been, a nice thing. And also, I think that would have been this UFC's first ever fight over there in Paris. So to be a part of that, moment would have been, great. They have a great card over there with Cyril Gane and Tuivasa heading off that card. So I mean, it was all going to be, you know, a great experience. And you know, hopefully there's more great experience to come. I'm also on the Nate Diaz card with Khamzat, you know, so I mean, you trade one good thing for another. So I'm all right with that, you know, and it's in Vegas in the T-Mobile Arena, one of the most live arenas in America. So I can't be too upset for the change, but it would have been nice to have that, you know, that first experience over there in France.
As you said, still UFC 279, it's a pretty good occasion to compete. That card is going to be, there's going to be fireworks. Let's put it like this. What are you expecting for Yohan going into this fight?
I'm expecting him to come out hard. You know, he lost his last fight to Gabe Green in the second round, TKO. I'm expecting him to come out hard. I'm sure he's been training as hard as he can. So I'm hoping, you know, he comes out with everything. You know, that's what I like about a fight. When two guys can come out there, and I mean, you can tell that they both are hungry and they both want the W. You know, we're both searching for our first W here in the UFC. So I think it's going to be, you know, balls to the wall. You know, we're going to try to get finishes, and each of us are going to be hard to finish. You know, so but I mean, I'm expecting everything he's going to bring. I'm expecting, you know, all aspects, wrestling, you know, boxing, kickboxing. We can expect it all, and I feel like, you know, we'll overcome each thing and finally get the victory.
You're looking for your first UFC victory. In your latest appearance, you lost a decision to Ian Garry. We spoke before that fight. You told me that you were going to, you know, put pressure on him, and in fact, you did your best. You know, it was, you know, you showed your heart. You showed toughness in that fight. What did surprise you the most about him on that occasion?
Um, the most thing that surprised me is he's got some quickness to him. He's a quick counter. You know, he has good vision in fighting. Um, and in the movement along the side of the cage, you know, how he kept, you know, going back from one side to the other. That was new. You know, I didn't expect him to kind of ride that center line right there. So I mean that cage line so hard like that. I figured he would come forward a little more, and we'd meet in the middle a little bit, but that didn't come out to pass. So should have adjusted my game accordingly. Um, we couldn't get our step going. We couldn't get our, you know, kind of our game plan fixed in. So, you know, eventually came up with the decision loss, which that's hopefully something I can get back in the future as well. I feel like, you know, like you said, I feel like I had good pressure, and I feel like that's a fight I can win. You know, on a preparing for, you know, what he fights like now.
Oh, you sound a little bit, I don't know, something in between disappointing and a little bit upset. Are you pursuing a rematch with him?
Later down the road for sure. That's probably not our first. I mean, every loss I get, I want to get back. You know what I'm saying? Every time I get in there and there's something that didn't quite go my way, you know, I don't mind, you know, getting that back. Am disappointed in the performance I had. Um, and later down the road, like I said, you know, he's still doing good in the UFC, and I mean, I feel like our paths will cross again. I feel like that's something that, you know, people want to see. You know what I'm saying? Round two, and hopefully, in a few more fights, you know, we can run that back.
Well, fingers crossed. UFC 279 is headlined by the clash between Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev. Your pick for that fight?
My pick for that fight has got to be I never sleep on a Diaz. Got to go with Diaz. You know, he's getting old, and I understand that, and I understand he's, you know, down in the game. He hasn't won a lot, but I mean, you could never count him out. You know, his last fight with Leon Edwards, you know, he was getting thrashed, but with seconds left, you know, he proved that if he wanted, he could finish. You know, and so I feel like, you know, for his last being this his last fight, I feel like what better way to go out as Diaz than to take out one of the top guys in the division right now, the hype guy, and kill that hype and then see you later, on his way out. That'd be good. That'd be dope.
You mentioned Leon Edwards. Honestly, were you expecting Edwards to defeat Kamaru Usman this past weekend?
Yeah, I had a little wager with one of my buddies on it. And I won that. I mean, Kamaru looked beautiful. I mean, he wrestled beautifully. It's just that those last 2 minutes, he let his guard down. And Leon Edwards was still hungry until those 25 minutes were up. And man, I will say, I didn't think it was going to go that way. That was, it was beautifully surprising, and I don't think Kamaru Usman's never been knocked out. That's a new thing he's going to have to experience. And then on top of that, Leon Edwards got the first takedown ever on Kamaru Usman. So, he's got two beautiful accomplishments in that fight, which led to him getting the belt. So I'm glad to see that, I'm glad to see. I like when the belts change hands, it means that people are hungry in the division and somebody's not just there just running it.
And what about a prediction for your fight?
Prediction for my fight is I see us getting the finish. We're not gonna rush it in any round, but I feel like we can. We have the pace to break our opponent. We got all the skill sets to outmatch him. So I feel like no matter what it comes, 1, 2, or 3, you know what I'm saying? I feel us getting the finish and coming up with our first victory in the UFC.
Darian, before I let you go, how is your barbershop activity going?
Going great, man. Barbershop staying busy. I work there 5 days a week, get 2 days off, but I still train every day. Which people at my barbershop are really good about, understanding, when I have to train, how I have to train. But other than that, my barbershop's booming. It's going great. I'm getting good business, and both sides of the ball are working for me right now.
I'm glad to hear that. Best of luck, of course, with your upcoming fight and with your activity as well. Hopefully, I will hear again from you in the future, man.
Yes, for sure. We can do this again.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
See you, brother.